Hello, if you could leave a like or comment or subscribe, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. So this is my project 6-cylinder super major. Just walk around with some modifications on it, and yeah, I might do a cold start at the end. It's as you say, it's only halfway through. Well, the mechanics are done on it, but it's just the tin work, and I have a cab for it, which needs some work before putting on. And I need to take the tank off because it leaks, and the only mechanical really is left is the steering box play, but I need to take that off and have the tank off at the same time, so it runs and drives everything right now. So I'll start at the back. So that's a ARM pick a bitch on it. Those are stabiliser bars off a Renault tractor or claas tractor. So the wheel centres are actually off an older major, and the wheel rims are off a David Brown 1410 or 1412. So what I did with those is the older major one, it was right round then. You know, it wasn't scalloped like this, it was a round dish. Major centres are actually half a hole bigger than the 34-inch rims. So the old wheels, the old centres are actually bigger than the ones that came out these David Brown wheels. So what I did was, each place where a scallop, there was a hole right there. So I drilled new holes, well, lined the two on top of each other, lined it up. Because the major was bigger, you could actually measure the gap right round. Then drilled right in the middle of all the old holes. Then, well, I tacked the David Brown one on top of it. Then drilled the holes out for all the holes in the David Brown one. Then used a grinder and trimmed off where the old holes were. So there's a little dip there. So I've just trimmed what I needed off just to make it look tidy. I trimmed around a bit of a lugger. So that's how we've made the wheels fit. So and it's a 6-cylinder engine, Ford engine. The tractor itself is a 1961 super major. Our engine is a 1965 Thames Trader. So it's just about exactly the same as a super major engine, you know, except for being except the major will be 4 and this is 6. And it fits so well. It basically fits like a major engine, you know. I put the flywheel off a major engine and clutch, and also it bolted all together. And I had another engine in. Not all sumps actually fit on the back ends, but the blocks fit, but the sumps won't. Because the industrial and the lorry engines, we have the sump, the bell housing is round, right round. On a major, it's round at the top, and it's like an egg shape at the bottom. So, and I had another block when I bought before this. This engine actually came out of a welder, 300 amp like generator welder, but there was a combine engine before that as well. So it's third thing it's doing in. And I had another engine now, a Thames Trader again, but it had this sump on it. It didn't have much on it. It was pretty bare, but it had a sump on it. And this sump is actually a Super 6 county sump, so it was made to fit on the majors. And because the industrial ones have a lump in the middle, because there's a lump on the back, I could make a bridge going underneath it to hold the old A-frame in place, so the A-frame is not modified. I just made a bracket to hold it in place. And the water pump, all that's same, so all pipes fit and everything. But the inlet is bigger, so I need to get a bigger pipe, like a bigger and then reducer to go down into the old box. So this is an industrial pump on it and all. The thing is, these combine engines, you can use the throttle as a stopper. So I need to, I'll give her more, she's not driving quite to the top. So I'll extend the rod so it doesn't go back to stopper, and I'll need to make a stop cable for it. Okay. And oh yeah, that filter came off a Super 6 block as well. It's a smaller filter to fit inside the rails. So yes, that's a few mods. I fit a newer suspension seat, and there's a spool valve, 5000 spool valve, twin spools. And I've got a power steering kit of JCB for it next. So Bulgar Nol. I quite like these cast iron wheels, so I fitted some, well, Cape Cap to those on. Well, as I said, I need some weight to keep the pony's head down, so. And this is a bracket now for the, I've ground a bit the back off, but I need to move the fan itself forward because the pump fouls on it. So I need to sort that off and finish that, but it all drives everything anyway. Yes, so this block now, saying about the 6-cylinder version of a major engine, it's just about exactly 10-inch longer, which someone said it was 10-inch longer, but I measured it and it's a millimeter of 10-inch, but it's quite funny, it was near enough bang on it, you know. So yes, I've welded 2 sets of rails together and braced them and boxed them from the side. So there's a plate inside there to spread the welding out from that weld. Then I've boxed the back as well, so it strengthens that, bridges it as well. So it's plenty strong. I need to cut, need to make a rod for the power steering when I put the ram and all that on. I've got a bracket, I made a bracket for it. But I need to get the pump mounted, the pulley and the crank sorted, and then I can mess about that. Get it actually working. Yes, so I might do a cold start right now. So I'm going to try cold start now. See, I can touch the exhaust, so it's nice and cold. And I can't actually prove it the way. It was quite a job to get. Well, it's a two-handed job to get up here, so something like this. So we'll the revs. Yeah. Out of gear. So that's our run. It sounds quite nice, eh? Another thing then is I actually made this exhaust vent for it as well. Used to have exhaust that came right up and over engine, so I cut the flange and cut a couple of joints out that, and happened to be the pipe that went round as well. The Fordson major exhaust would slide right in, so that came quite easy and quite tidy. But it needs some work. I had to swap the batteries. Battery was flat in it, so new stub. Well, I fitted new stub axles and went through the axle. I reckon it had a part of a bull guard on it. This is different bull guard. I thought it looked quite menacing on it, so I had a bull guard on it, so it's probably low tractor. So axle was worn out and new bushes, new kingpins and all. new bearings, you know. It's pretty much mechanically all done, you know. I've changed, well, oh yes, I changed this over to one that had a bracket to bolt on it as well. So I changed the front of you know, the timing case basically, the front and the back. And I did this so it, well, this timing case, the old one didn't have this one. So I wanted to look like it meant in the tractor, you know. So yes, that's pretty much it. And I also made these plates so it takes a twist out to it to transfer it to straight to those bolts. And so I've tried to think of a bit of everything. Yes, so this engine is actually 1965. Last year we made them, Thames Trader. This engine, well, tractor engine made in Dagenham in London, well, near London anyway. With a Ford engine plant now, well, currently Ford engine plant now. Used to make cars and tractors and lorries there before we moved to Basildon for the tractors and the industrial engines. So yes, I think that's pretty much it. This came out to New Holland Combine originally, and you know, because that's why it's a yellow one. But I bought it in it was made up in a frame and it had a welder in it. The welder was sold as not working, but I need to see if I can get that working to put it on the PTO of tractor in. It'd be quite good if it could actually power the welder and all again, even though it's in a tractor. So this has been in a combine, welder, and now a tractor. So it's well, I'm looking quite forward to get it going. As you can hear, it sounds quite a beast.